FX presents the Indu Podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indubians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Courtney.
This is the Indu Podcast, where the morning drive time meets late night talk show, and we aim to entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. Yes, I zoomed by my good morning, as you could tell. Sounds like I'm in a rush, right?
Yes.
Yes. That is because I am on a very unstable Wi-Fi. I feel like I'm bouncing on a table right now, and I want to get like all this stuff in before something drastically bad happens. Hopefully it doesn't. And plus, you, Courtney, are on a time schedule as well. So we've actually got a lot of show to get through, and I'm actually pretty excited to get to it. But first of all, as I must do, as it's polite and gentlemanly of me. Wow, that was hard to say. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. As I said, there was like a whole bunch of things happening, and I wrote everything down on a list so that way I'm not just like picking at my brain, like what comes next? So I can actually go through everything kind of chronologically, hopefully organically and naturally. We can find the segues to get where we need to go and, make a good show. It might be a little short. I apologize, dear Indubians. I'm sorry. But hey, things happen, okay? We just got to do what we got to do. So, like I said, I'm well. I almost kind of want to skip ahead. No, stick to the script. Stick to the script. That is, remember, Courtney, just remind me every once in a while, stick to the script. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. But first of all, let's talk about the Big E, which is the big state exposition, and it's 5 states coming together in New England to throw off a 2-week fair. I went last week and I had a fantastic time. I usually have 3 things I need to get. That's my sirloin tips, which are delicious. If you love steak, if you love sirloin, if you love them, the tips of them, great. I got smoked salmon on a stick. It's $9.
Nice.
It's worth it.
Ooh.
It is so good. You eat salmon, right?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Not $9 on a stick worth, but
hey, it's worth it. Trust me.
I am not judging you. And we'll end it there.
Okay. Well, I think because you are a trusted friend, a beloved friend, Courtney, I love you. You are a trusted friend. I may be kind enough to allow you to have a bite. A bite. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, okay, yes.
Okay.
I will give you, at least one bite. Yes. Because I've already allowed 2 people that I love and I trust a single bite. So, yeah. I actually got 2 of them. So, yes, I spent $18. Yes.
Woo.
But
you said it was worth it. So.
It was worth it, yes. And this year, I had the foresight to ask if they could wrap it up so I could take it home and eat it later.
Yeah.
So I did
Smart.
that. Right.
Smart.
I did that for the sirloin tips as well, and it's like a good hefty portion of them. It's almost like a pound. I want to say like a pound of like sirloin tips. So so I got 2 of those and took them both home. Ate one that night and ate one later. I also got a bunch of cheese. Now you go to the Vermont house. Each state, by the way, has like a representative house. Like it's a whole big loop. Yeah. So
that is so neat.
Yeah. The smoked salmon was in the Maine house, like the state of Maine. They have a house. So,
okay. I was like, the Maine house? That doesn't seem fair, but I get it.
Maine with an E, yes.
Yeah.
So you have to go to the Maine state house and to get the smoked salmon. You can also get other foods there. I tried a lobster grilled cheese sandwich there, I believe, as well.
Yes.
It gets better because not only are there big chunks of lobster in it, but there's also, it's grilled cheese. So there's grilled cheese. It's grilled on sourdough bread, which is the perfect bread for a grilled cheese sandwich. There's bacon involved. So there's, strips of bacon in there. And a tomato just to, liven it up a little bit.
Just the BLT, it sounds like. Yeah?
Pretty much.
No, lobster LT.
No, you can keep
LT.
it. BLT. Bacon, lobster, tomato. So, yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. Got it.
On a grilled cheese. Yeah.
That sounds heavenly. Ugh.
Yeah. I watched him make it, and he sprinkled something on it. I don't know what it was, but I don't know if I would have tasted
Magic.
if he put it. Maybe it was a little jar of magic because
Magic.
he did it all
Yeah.
secretive, like clandestine. He had like a little jacket and tap or shake, and then he put it back in his jacket. So I mean, it was all above board, so everyone knew he was wearing the jacket, and it said like secret seasonings inside jacket, so everyone knew it was all good. I would like to also to mention that the Big E has like a carnival area where there's fairs and things. Just letting you know, it says my connection is unstable. So if I'm sounding a little weird and wonky, then I'm aware of it. There's nothing I can do.
Just deal with it.
Just deal with it. We'll just go with it. There was, like I said, it's a fairground, so there are like carnival rides. I went with a little tiny human. His name is Kendrick. He did go on a few rides on his own, and it terrified him quite a bit. So he's actually 4 now, but we went on a roller coaster ride together. The first one he went on by himself because like, no, I'm a big boy, I can handle it. And he found out that he couldn't, and he screamed.
He could not handle it.
He could not handle it, poor thing. So the second ride we came across, because he really wanted to ride this dragon, and I think that's maybe what it was called. I don't know, but it was a little kitty, roller coaster, but
kitty dragon, yeah,
right. So he wanted to go on with me, so we went on together, and he was coached beforehand, like, okay, when you get scared, don't, instead of crying, just yell, because that's what you do on a roller coaster. You yell.
Yeah,
right. So that's what happened as it got a little faster and it started going up these hills, and I kind of sensed the fear coming within him. I'm not crazy about roller coasters myself, so I kind of imagined what it would be like, and I'm like, you know what, this is somewhere I would kind of have that fear, and I kind of yelled with him just to encourage him. And the yells came.
Did it work?
I think it did work, but he not just yelled, but screamed like blood-curdling screams as he looked petrified.
Y'all told him to scream.
We did. And like, he did look petrified, but then, he was able to have fun. I believe this was a version of fun that he was not used to. As a little boy who claims to love to go fast, he was not ready for this. He wasn't ready. But
he didn't want that kind of fast, clearly.
Right. At least we braced him. We got him ready. And then afterwards he said, I was brave. I'm like, yes, you were. I would say he was, because he didn't cry this time. So all of that just made me think of this. Maybe it's a philosophical, or maybe it's a psychological question, and we don't have to answer it today. It's just something we'll think about and revisit maybe later this month, because it is October, and these are the Fright Fest or the Fear Scare trivia, all that stuff that I know you enjoy. I'm just here to say, hey, it's here. It's October. Leaves are falling. I don't want to rake them. But is fear something we learn, or is it something that just happens? Because at some point he didn't seem to be afraid of anything, but now there are things that actually scare him. So is fear something a learned response? I do know it's something that it helps us to survive, to be afraid of something. So
yes. Well, I think it's more so, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. It's natural to be fearful of certain things. Like a lot of little kids and big kids too are afraid of the dark. Now, because their senses are telling them, you don't know what's over there. Whatever, if something is in there, it has the upper hand. Don't go there without turning on a light or something.
Right.
And then, of course, I just think that's natural. But then if you go on a roller coaster, it's designed to give you fear. You're not going to normally, most people don't encounter situations where they're riding in some sort of vehicle and the turns are super sharp and there's huge drops and they're going at, 100 miles per hour with no metal surrounding them, protecting them. Because even in roller coasters, you're just kind of strapped in, or however the roller coaster is designed. So stuff like that is learned. So I think natural, like if you're on a roller coaster, to feel the drop in your stomach and to feel fearful because it's designed to do so. You're looking like you're about to crash over a cliff when in all honesty you're just going down really fast. You're just following a track, and that's how it's designed. So I don't know, I think mostly it is natural. Of course, some fears are learned because you have like scary movies and you hear things and wasn't it the fairy tales, the old, like really old fairy tales, the originals, that it was designed to, they were written and they were designed to keep kids from like going down to the river and stuff like that, or following someone who was harmful to their health. So stuff like that, I think, it's learned and it's ingrained. So.
Right. Well, I also would like to hear the opinions of our listeners as well. So do email us at indubepod@gmail.com. And if you're on Twitter, just hit me at indube, or join in, tag Courtney too if you like, because it's an open discussion. We just like to hear everybody's thoughts.
Yes, please tag me.
Yes, especially if you are like a therapist or a psychologist or something. I don't know. It's just a question I had and wanted to bring it to this digital table, if you will. So just to discuss. And speaking of fears, do you have a fear of being eaten by a snake by any chance?
I do not have that fear. I do not have that fear, but thank you for putting it in my head. So, yeah.
This is in thanks part to, I'm just going to call him Superfan Berto at this point because he just keeps giving us material. But it's also our word watch for this episode.
Word watch.
Biscone. I'm hoping I had to watch some, not watch videos, but get the proper pronunciation of how to say it. Biscone. And yes, I did use the hand gesture that you do when you're trying to say Italian words or maybe put an Italian accent on something, and just emphasize the Italianness of the word. But biscone is basically a serpent-like creature, snake thingy that is usually maybe devouring a human or a child or something. So,
yikes.
Yeah.
That sounds horrific.
It does, but what makes it better is that this is also like the symbol for like Milan, like this. What is it? Yeah, I did a little bit of research on it, and it's like all over like their flags for like a couple, I don't know, dynasties or something, and even oh man, I forgot what car company it was, but it's a part of the logo for a car company, and
no, really.
Yeah, instead of the snake eating a child, I think it's now eating a flower, so it's a little less frightening. But
yeah, they probably got called out on that.
Yeah, well, yeah, they actually did want to change it so it didn't come off as racist. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and if you actually look it up, like on Wikipedia, just to see what the symbol looks like, and like both of them, not the symbol, but yeah, the symbol. Even the one that Berto sent us, it's pretty much all the same. Just looks like some small child arms flailing in the air. Like, what's happening? Why are you doing this? Why are you eating this?
Because you're eating me. Oh no!
Right. It's crazy, but we did learn that he has a bit of a macabre interest in just watching things devour children, I suppose. So.
Oh, that Berto.
Yeah, I mean, you were in on that conversation. Well, you weren't really in on the conversation, but you were, part of it.
I witnessed it. Yeah. I wasn't a part of it, listeners. I viewed it happening to me in front of my eyes.
Right, you were not unintentionally, but you were part of the conversation without really wanting to be. I don't know if you wanted to be or not.
Dragged
you were
in.
There. Yes,
I was dragged in. That's what it was.
Yes. Against your will, because I mean they come up as text
against
messages.
My will. Oh my goodness.
We're showing these graphic images of images from
children
the past.
Being eaten.
Yes, it's not us. Look, these are just things that are out in the world. These are art pieces.
Whatever. Is it art? Is it?
It is. It is. One of them is very famous. The one that I shared was a very famous painting of the Titan Kronos devouring one of his children, because as Berto and I discussed, throughout the centuries of humankind, there's always been a fear of the offspring dethroning or just, destroying the parent. So sometimes you just need to get a snake and get the child, eaten that way. So,
oh God, my God.
So yeah, that's these are hard. These are lessons that we're learning throughout. I don't know, but the other word, if I was going to throw a bonus word word, pumpkin. Yes, pumpkin.
Okay.
See, I calmed it down.
Okay.
I brought it. I reeled it in, so it's not so terrifying. Yeah. Would you say, actually, going back to Biscone, would you think that actually falls under Spookum zone a little bit too? You're just loving it too much. Because
say that.
What? Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it would fall under Spookum zone only because it's a snake eating a child. But we're
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I agree. I would say that.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going back to pumpkin now, which is not spookums at all. It's just a word. But I have a little history on the word. The name pumpkin originated from the Greek word for large melon, pepon. The French nasalized the word to pompon. The English changed pompon to pumpion. American colonists changed pumpion into pumpkin. So there you have it.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, that was...
I didn't know it went through so many changes.
Right, neither did I. And that was from a sign that I read at the Big E. And what state house was this in? And by the way, the Big E is more than just these state houses. That was just my main stop because I was on a quest. I was looking for something. So, yeah. I think this was in the Rhode Island house. I can't remember. But regardless, it was there. So, yeah. I feel like I do want to take a little divergence here since I did mention the French. I would like to discuss Beauty and the Beast, if you will.
Okay.
Yes. Now, my criticisms or my opinions are my own. This is true. They do not reflect the network, or actually, yes, they do because it's mine. Sorry.
You're so funny.
I know. This applies to both the animated version that we all know and love, and the live action version, which people may have their reservations for, and
But you really should love because it's amazing. So, that's where we stand on that.
I have another issue regarding the live action, which we'll come back to.
What?
Well, it's a good thing.
Are you?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I swear.
Sure. Yep.
But first, let us discuss what I find a little problematic in both versions.
Okay.
Stay with me now. This story takes place in France, correct?
Yes, I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay. Why are there only two characters that have French accents?
And everybody else has either English or I heard a couple of English like Britain or American accents.
Correct. That is the gripe that I have.
I would say that that's a valid gripe. I'll give you that one.
Okay. So, yeah, and for those at home who are like wondering who the second person is, because obviously the first one is Lumiere, it's also his girlfriend, the Feather Duster, who I can't remember what her name is.
I don't know. Let's move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. The other problem I have, it's not really a problem. It is a problem. Yes. It's an observation that came to, I don't know if it's in the live action. I've only seen the live action now 2 times. But there's this whole exchange after Belle is out in the woods and almost, attacked and eaten by wolves, and Beast comes out and saves her. So they're by the fire as she's tending to his wounds, and there's like, well, you should have did this, and you should have did this, blah, 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 blah. And then the Beast goes, you shouldn't have been in the West Wing. That should have ended the conversation because she was strictly told not to go in the West Wing.
To the West Wing. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Her reply is like, you should learn to control your temper. Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. You shouldn't have been in the West Wing. Period.
Well, but here's the thing. He shouldn't have, like, kidnapped her. You know, he shouldn't have kept her prisoner in his home. So...
Well, those were the terms and conditions that she clicked yes to.
She's like, right, Kate?
Yes. I mean, the terms, I mean, she agreed right then and there. It's like, I will take my father's place. Because the father,
that's true.
Father's just as bad as the daughter. I mean, it runs in the family. They're just, you know, privileged white people just walking in places they're not supposed to go. So, you know. So, yeah, I mean, they get what they deserve. You asked for this. Well, you didn't ask for it, but, you know, you stepped where you shouldn't have stepped, and now you have to pay the consequences.
So I'm going to have to rewatch it because I remember the argument, but I forget the details of the argument. So I'm gonna give you that one for now until I do my research and try to disprove you, because, you know, I'm gonna try to disprove you.
Are you siding with Belle on this?
No, I'm gonna side with you because I can't remember the details. So I don't have I'm not gonna take a stand just yet.
Okay, I see. Well,
you might be right, but she might be right. So, you know, we'll see.
Well, her final argument to end the conversation was not one to end the conversation with. That's my argument. My argument is that he is right, that she shouldn't have been in the West Wing because he strictly told her not to go there.
Yeah.
He went there. Okay. Beast was there. Scared her because I told you not to go be in here. What are you doing? And then, you know, right. she flipped out and ran away out of the castle, which again, she was not supposed to do. She was not supposed to leave the castle, and she did because she was afraid. Because I think that's how the conversation goes. It's like, I wouldn't have, you know, ran away if you wouldn't have frightened me. And then that's when he's like, you shouldn't have been in the West Wing.
Oh, that's true. The only reason he frightened her is because she was where she wasn't supposed to be.
Right. I mean,
got it.
He could have been like naked or something, and then that would have like, I told you not to be here. Why are you here? And you know,
this is my naked time. This is my safe place.
Right.
Safe space, and here you are, like wrecking that. I gotcha. Yeah, right. I gotcha.
And sure, she may have a bit of an argument saying like you should learn to control your temper, but again, this is my safe space. I told you not to come here. How do you think?
No, that's true. Okay, when that context, I agree with you, and I agree with Beast. Like, you agreed to not come here. Okay, I got it. I didn't realize. I guess I've forgotten that the argument started because of that, and yada yada yada. So
right.
He's right.
Mm-hmm. So,
and that is a stupid way to end a. But I mean, we do that. You know, we try to win the argument. So we kind of we start grasping at straws, and we try to throw out whatever we can. So that was clearly just, you know, bad argument skills.
Yes.
She was grasping at straws. She was trying to win it. Clearly she didn't, but you know, whatever.
I mean, I will give her the fact that yes, he does have a temper problem, but this was justified.
Sure, but that was, yes.
Yeah.
His anger in this moment was justified. Yes, right. I agree.
Right. So that was the other gripe that I had at with that. I thought I had another one. And this is actually just a subtle difference between the film or the live action and the animated. And the animated in the song Be Our Guest, they sing the line, 10 years we've been rusting. And then in the live action version, they say, so long we've been rusting. So they changed that bit of it because I'm not sure they want to let people know or remind people that the Beast, whatever his name was, I'm pretty sure one of these canons had said what his name was 11 years old when he shunned the magical fairy lady away.
Huh. Was he okay? So, are you saying that he was 11, or you're saying they didn't want to remind audiences that he was 11?
I guess they didn't want to remind audiences that, even though they did show him, like, I think pre-Beast, but I don't think they showed the actual actor. Wait, no. Because I still was trying to find some logic, and again, it's really messy to do that when you're dealing with fairy tales and magic. I think I was told that everyone who was turned into some kind of item, such as Chip, because I have a problem with that, Chip has been a cup for however long, but he's been a child still, like a child cup for however long.
Like in his mind, like not only has his body gone away, but his mind is frozen as being a child.
Right. So everyone else as well, but except for the Beast, who continues to age, because when the original, like the animated says, when his 21st birthday, if he doesn't, find true love or blah, blah, blah.
Oh, see, I wasn't paying that much attention to folks' ages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I remember that part, but yeah, you're right. Chip has never aged, poor guy. I mean, he's like stuck in. It's kind of like when you turn a child into a vampire,
right?
And they're not like, you're not supposed to do that because then they'll forever be whatever age they were when they turn.
Mm-hmm.
With like powers
mm-hmm.
and like strength, and they can attack people. So a temper tantrum can bring a whole village down.
Right. Or just mean rudeness. So yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. So, and really, I'm not blaming Chip. He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Who knows why he was there?
He didn't do it. He didn't do anything.
He was just hanging out with his mom, who was probably serving tea. So I don't know. Yeah. So
it's literally not her fault.
Right.
They were just there.
Yes. So these were just a couple issues I've had, because I've had the pleasure of watching both of these films recently and just having thoughts like,
So you watched the live action and the animated version?
Yes, because they play like exclusively, or they were playing exclusively on Freeform and I think TNT. But Freeform was having these 30 days of Disney where they were just playing like all these Disney movies back to back to back. So I've watched
Freeform.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You are
I'm cable free.
Yeah,
I'm a cord cutter, and that means I'm gonna miss like 31 Days of Halloween. I'm gonna miss Harry Potter. Like, these are this time of year is the only time that I actually miss cable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting closer to cutting the cord myself. Like, I changed from whatever package I had to like the economy, so I just have like basic cable or the basic networks, and then like a handful of cable channels. I'm like, okay, I got most of them that I still watch, so I'm good. And it's terrible, and I'm going to say this now, because this is also written down on my list of things to talk about, is I apologize to longtime listeners and fans that those that I do my cancellation predictions. I have not done those this year.
What?
I know. I feel technically I still may have some time, but it's already in like the second week of the new season, and that's when the axe may begin to fall. So if I'm going to do it, I really need to get on it like this week, because that's, like I said, it's possible that some shows may be like on the verge of being canceled already because the ratings might be terrible. But I don't know. I haven't been following along. I don't even know what's out. Like I set my DVR to record a handful of new shows, and I still haven't watched what I recorded yet. So that's where I am on that.
My world too. Welcome.
Yeah. Life is just
what's TV anymore, What is it? I
mean, I've been at work, like working overtime so much in the past like couple of weeks that I'm like, I actually told someone, I was like, oh yeah, you gotta you put that thing over by the cardboard baler thing. I'm like, oh wait, that's at work. Never mind, I'm sorry. And so yeah,
don't you love that? I have it bad where I can hear the phone ring. And it's not even my phone. Like we can change our ringtones per phone, and it's not even my ringtone that I hear, because it's like mine is not your normal like office phone. It's like a little jingle, it's a little ditty, and it's very cute. But I hear the front desk phone, and I think it's because it sounds like your typical traditional office phone. And I hear it constantly because it's constantly ringing, especially like this time of year is busy for us. So I don't know if it's just a subconscious thing or what. Because I also here's another weird thing. I also tend to hear it when my air conditioning is blowing. So I don't know if it like hits the same frequency as this dang phone, but I end up like hearing it, and I'm like, oh, I hear the phone ring. Somebody pick it up. Oh, wait. I'm not at work.
Wow. Yeah,
It's like my own personal hell. I don't know. Like if I was on The Good Place, I feel like this is what they would do. This is what would happen. And I won't say any more because that could be potentially a spoiler. So there we go.
I mean, it could be. But I thought you, for your phone, you changed it to sound like the phone from the TV show The Office, or is that just an option? Oh, okay.
That is an option. So The Office, the TV show has a specific ringtone, and ours is like that, but instead of ringing like this one specific ring, it rings it. It's like doo, 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 instead of doo, like on The Office. So I just thought that was very cool, but it is not something that I want to hear every day since I changed it. Because on the show it's cool, whatever, but not every day, multiple times a day. No, thank you. Good day.
And knowing the nature of your job, you have to deal with the phone all day long.
Yes. So. And that is not good for my mental health. So, but The Office, the phone that I hear constantly is The Office's, like the show The Office's ringtone. But it doesn't bring me joy or like cheer because it's like, oh, why am I hearing this now?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I don't even know how that can. I don't know. Sleep?
I don't know.
Sleep, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what it can do.
What is sleep? Like, what is that? I mean,
I feel that is one of the only ways. I mean, I used to. I some days I experience it and then I realize, oh, that's that delicious thing called sleep. And
because it's pretty delicious, right?
It is. Sometimes you wake up just like feeling like this taste of refreshment, not like a beverage, but just like, wow, you just drink it in and like
whoa, I'm alive. Like I'm a human and I can do this. Like,
right. Like I don't need caffeine running through me. I'm like, I'm good. I am good.
Like, I don't even know what that's like.
Oh, it's rare, but when I feel it's like, wow, is this what drugs are like? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, one day we'll experience it or not. It'll just be the end of the world and just be cockroaches and Twinkies that will be and Twinkies eaten by Keith Richards. So that's all that's going to be left. When the world ends.
True.
So
yeah,
it's one day.
We're heading there.
We're heading there. But keeping on the TV trail, I do want to. I'm already recommending this, and I haven't even watched it. I watched the first season. I've recommended it on this podcast before, and that's the show Abstract on Netflix. Oh, before I do that, let me jump back to you really quickly. Hulu does have a lot of the shows that premiered. And I think you might have to wait like 24 hours, but like you can watch it, such as The Good Place, which has returned.
Yeah, so, I did. I watched it. Oh, yeah. We're in there.
I have yet to watch it, but I will. So I will very soon.
Good.
I'm talking about the new episodes. I've been caught.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. So yes.
Well, I just happened to get on there one day, and I was like, "Oh, is this season 4?" It is. Okay, here we go.
Yes, I need to hurry. But yes, Abstract on Netflix now has season 2. I cannot wait to watch that either because one particular episode is featuring the Oscar-winning Ruth E. Carter, costume designer.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I got to get into that show. I'll add it to my to-watch list.
Yeah. I mean, that right there should be like, come for her, but stay for like everybody else because it is so inspiring. Sure. It's like, there's episodes I want to go back and like bring a notebook just to write down things that they say because it's like.
And it's called Abstract?
Abstract. Yep.
Okay.
So.
And what is that about? Can you give us a brief?
Sure. It's
what it's about, synopsis.
Yeah, and I wish I wrote down. Well, I didn't even think about writing it down, but like their little subtitle of like what it is, but it's basically I think it's art by design or they feature like an artist or designer of something. The first season had a photographer, I'm trying to think of what a graphic designer who actually lives in Connecticut, and I would love to meet her someday because she has designed like a whole bunch of things, such as like album covers, and then she does flyers. Like she worked on the original flyer for Hamilton when it was at the Public Theater or the
nice
Public.
Is it the actual? Did she work on the actual flyer that we see now?
I don't think she worked on that one, but
okay,
it was like the original one. And
original. Okay.
Yeah, I think you would have even seen it before. She actually helped design, or if it wasn't her, it's the company or the collective that she works with that helped design the Citigroup logo, which like the little red umbrella with the Citigroup.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's done a lot of things that you've seen and never really know that was her. So
nice.
But I've only named two people. There's let's see, the photographer. There's an architect. There's someone who works with theater, like not theater design, set design. That's what I was trying to get to. That's just season 1. Season 2, like I said, there's Ruthie Carter. I really don't remember the other ones, only because I haven't watched it yet. So I've only watched the commercial, and I'm like, oh, I'm so in. I want to be there. I want to see it. It looks like someone who works with like lighting design or color, and it just it looks so cool, and I can't wait to watch it. So that is a high recommendation. Really quickly, oh man, I don't have time to do that one. What I want to get to is a Randy update. So
okay.
last episode I talked about one of my coworkers, Randy, and he listened to not the entire episode. He listened to part of it because my other coworker Art played it for him, and I heard them both laughing from a distance. So he's a good sport. He's all for it. And in fact, he was like, I have to be careful talking around you because apparently you're the feds. And what I didn't tell him was that when I was tweeting about him before, people were telling me he was the feds because of all the stuff that he said. So
you're the feds, Randy.
Yeah. So now he's very careful what he says around me because he's like, I don't want to end up on your podcast and more material, and I'm not gonna. And so little does he know, the more he talks to me, the more I just
like you're never gonna escape this. So
right. But he does have a request, and it's not that he wants to get me back. He wants to get Art back. So he wants me to
challenge.
Yeah, because he's like, I've never been roasted like this before, because he just was in shock, and like I just never knew. And how did you remember all the things I told you? And like, I mean, I just pay attention. Yeah, I mean, come on, got to watch out for the quiet ones. So
right.
So he's waiting patiently for me to roast Art, which one day I may do. And but Art's always been kind of careful, so it's not like. I mean, there's stuff I definitely could talk about him, but I'm not going to do it today. What I wanted to do, since last week or last episode, I talked about a person named Fazal. Now, Fazal is full of stories. In fact, I actually had lunch with Fazal and Randy today, and I told them, like, you know what, you two, if I could just record the two of you talking to each other, that's a podcast right there, because just their interaction is hilarious. But Fazal, he... I'll say maybe about a month ago, he had a haircut, and the haircut was good. It looked great. I mean, it had no issues or anything, but there's something about when certain people like get a haircut or even get like all their facial hair like removed, they just look like a totally different person. And he was just really, kind of enjoying the vibe that this new look gave him, and was just beaming and smiling at everybody that came in the warehouse. Just welcome to the warehouse, and just there's just a whole new zest about him, a new zeal. And so all the other coworkers of ours, our mutual just friends and whatever, just started messing with him, teasing him like one would do. I'm like, it's nice haircut.
Sure.
Spend for it and stuff, trying to figure out where he went to go get it cut, I think he claimed he got it cut in the hood. And then they're trying to figure out exactly how much it cost in the hood versus if you go to Cost Cutters or something like that. I'm not really sure. I was kind of in and out, walking around, doing work, but getting pieces of the conversation until Alir comes in. Alir is one of our other coworkers. He is Albanian, and he had said that and they were talking about like if you get like a haircut in his country, and if you don't have the money to pay for it, you have to kind of barter or trade something that you have, or whatever it is that you think is worth that kind of haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So he told Fazal that he believed that his haircut was worth 2 eggs. So yeah,
wow.
basically, in his words, like back in my country, you got a
Your
2-egg haircut.
sucks.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it sucks or not, because I don't know. Like, I mean, for me, 2 eggs. I love eggs. So if I were to get 2 eggs to cut somebody's hair, I don't know. I think I'll be fine. I'm like, cool. I cut your hair, I get breakfast. Whatever. It's cool.
That doesn't sound, I don't know, maybe it's me, but it doesn't sound that great.
And I think that was part of it that also made me laugh, because I wasn't really sure. It's like, is that a good or bad thing? And yeah,
right. And we need answers.
I could have asked for more, but I was laughing too hard to really try to quantify it. But yeah,
That's great.
But yeah, he got a 2-egg haircut. So
that, my friends, is the name of this episode. 2-egg haircut.
Might as well be. But yeah, that is that for that. Trying to think
great.
I do what I wanted to do for the Black History Fact. I just wanted to give a quick recognition or acknowledgement to the late great Jessye Norman. Now, I don't really know her or know of her very well, other than what I just read about her in the news, that she passed away recently at 74. Where is the lovely website that I had up? But I just wanted just to read a little bit about her and her just a glorious career that she's had. She is a multi-Grammy Award winner and an opera singer. And there's this quote that I really, really loved in this article I was reading that I just wanted to share. It's my searching music. As an African American, she's credited other great Black singers with paving the way for her, naming Marian Anderson, Dorothy Maynor, and Leontine Price. Sorry, I'm butchering that name, among others. In a 1983 interview with The Times, she said, they have made it possible for me to say, I will sing French opera, she said, or I will sing German opera, instead of being told, you will sing Porgy and Bess. Look, it's unrealistic to pretend that racial prejudice doesn't exist. It does. It's one thing to have a set of laws, and quite another to change the hearts and minds of men. That takes longer. I do not consider my Blackness a problem. I think it looks rather nice.
Oh, I love that. Send that to me.
I will.
I need to do stuff with that quote. That's amazing.
Yeah, I really liked it too. And I will remember. I will not only send it to you, but I will post the entire article because I didn't have time to read the entire thing, because I didn't even find the place that I highlighted. Just some of her awards that she's won, because she's won quite a bit. Oh, there it is. She's won 5 Grammy Awards, 4 for her recordings, and 1 for a Lifetime Achievement, and prestigious Kennedy Center honor in 1997, and the National Medal of Arts in 2009. So, yes, quite.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, quite the luminary in the arts. So, may she rest in power, Jessye Norman. So that about does it for us. No, it was a kind of a speedy, breezy episode, and I actually got through everything on my list. Oh, wait, nope, I didn't. Spider-Man's back at the MCU. There, now I'm done.
Woo-hoo!
Yes.
Well, that was right.
That was what? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
We kind of knew that was going to know, right?
Well, I was really hoping. I honestly didn't know it was going to happen until it happened, and then, yeah. But yeah, we can probably get more into that into the next episode. So do you have any shout outs or things like that?
Well, if you want to chat me up, chatter up, you can find me over on the Twitters at I am K Hinton, and I would love to hear from you. Distract me from writing.
Yes. And also just you follow up on that question we asked about fear. What do you think about it? So tag us both.
Yes.
You can follow me on all things at Indube and go to Indube.com to find the T Public Store for merch and Patreon to support and get perks. Ask us questions by emailing indubepod@gmail.com. Please rate, comment, and share the pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and wherever pods are located. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, by the way, it was International Podcast Day or something the other day, and I missed everything.
Yeah, same. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Busy. I'll get it next year. Thank you so much for supporting, listening, stopping by, and pressing play. Tell someone you value that you value them. Live without regrets and live for the folks you love. Please wash your legs, face, bottoms of your feet, and the undersides of your dishes. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
No.
The Indube Podcast is recorded in a studio somewhere on planet Earth. The Indube Podcast is part of the Indube Network. And if you'd like to get in contact with the Indube Podcast, please email indubepod@gmail.com. That is indubepod@gmail.com. You can find the Indube Podcast on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, and of course, Podbean, or wherever podcasts may be procured. If you'd like to find out more information, please visit indube.com, where you can find our store, the blog, and of course, our Patreon, if you'd like to support and donate and find more perks and fun things to listen to and watch. For Chief, DJ Joe Daddy, Bilford, this is T. Sterling Watson, signing off. Thank you so much for listening.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.
This has been another 3SFX production.